I went in and turned on the television in my study, and they were replaying the exact television scene 9 years ago, September 11th. I relived the horror of that day. And I began to think about all of you here, your respective countries. All of you in different ways had suffered the assault of some type of terrorism or terrorist attacks in your countries and in your psyche. And then I thought about all of us are engaged and committed to conflict resolution, to trying to end disputes without violence, and how on that theme we are all united. We dedicate our talents and abilities in little conflict resolutions, but also to prevent the terrorism around the globe.
One thing about the history of my country is we have been under military rule for many years, so that has eroded the culture of democracy, the culture of rule of law, the culture of justice. Even in the place where oil is being produced, the people have been deprived, especially during the military rule. So there is this emergence of militants who are fighting the government and fighting the oil companies. So conflict become a norm in that area, and violence. More than 40% of the population of the country is youth. And the only means of settling conflict that they know is violence. And this will really be very dangerous for the future of the country.
The Weinsteinfellows are an incredibly impressive group of people. And it seemed to me that if there is going to be a group that's going to change attitudes about the mediation of important disputes that bear on human rights, this is exactly the kind of group that the world needs to do that.
All sorts of conflict resolution is gaining devotees around the world.
What I would like would be to see a change in the legal culture and the mindset of the legal profession in Ireland, because they are the gatekeepers of the disputes, and for them to embrace ADR, because without that support, any initiatives, legislation, infrastructure, it won't matter unless we have the legal profession behind it.
My longer-term vision for this would be to take all the public money which is currently channeled into very unwieldy and litigious-based, rule-bound complaint system, and to funnel it into something which is efficient and effective, and which ultimately provides an outcome that people can at least live with when they go home at the end of it, rather than at the moment where we have a very expensive system that actually suits nobody.
And we train people in different stages of the educational system and within the formal and informal educational system, in schools, universities, with organizations, in communities, so on and so forth. But we also offer the services of negotiation, mediation, and facilitation.
The university has also embarked upon a program of offering master's degrees in business law, which includes, of course, training in commercial arbitration and in mediation to our graduate students.
I would say we have the good conditions to apply mediation in Ukraine, but we have to work hard for it. You know, really a lot of people are waiting for me in Ukraine. It's not just my fellowship, it's fellowship for all my followers and for all partners.
There isn't a well-developed mediation organization in South Africa. Arbitration is pretty well developed, but we are trying to build that up, particularly with neighboring African countries. I was interested to see a gentleman here from Nigeria.
What I really want to see is that if people have conflict, then the first option they think about would be either mediation or arbitration or other form of ADR.
I know my class was very much the richer from having the 3 Weinsteinfellows in my class.
So what we hope is while you're here, we can give you a couple of ADR seats that you can take back to your country and plant and care for and nurture and grow into a fine organization in your country.
And I want to assure you that this is an investment that you will always be proud of, and I will do my human best to see that I replicate what I learn, and I've also strived towards making the world a better place. Thank you. I am most grateful.
The second group we have are some of the real stars of dispute resolution from around the planet. What's exciting is we have 8 this year, 6 last year. These folks are starting to communicate with each other. Hopefully the graduate classes will come back and work with the beginning classes. And our hope, I think both myself and the JAMS Foundation, is that 5 years from now, we'll have 50 to 100 Weinsteinfellows around the planet who are spearheading and working in the dispute resolution field as pioneers.